Hi, Jim here from Granddad's Corner. Got another story about my best friend Mark. This one is back when we were in junior high. It was springtime and we just had a snow like a day or two before. I was over at Mark's house and we'd been playing and throwing snowballs at one another and just having a real good time. Well, we just happened to stop and we went in the garage, and Mark, his little sister Tracy, they had I guess you could call it a fort that was kind of up in the rafters of the garage by the little door to go in and out of the garage. And, you know, we'd climb up the ladder and play around up there and whatnot and stuff. Well, Tracy came along and she got up there on the ladder and she climbed up. And I hope this doesn't upset her or make her mad, but this is how I remember things went. Mark was hollering at her to get down, to leave, you know, leave us alone, the big brother type thing. And he had a snowball in his hand. Well, it wasn't a hard-packed snowball, and he just kind of tossed it underhand up towards her and stuff. And of course it hit the sidewall by their fort and broke apart and fell down on the ground. So I went outside and I started making snowballs and tossing them to Mark so he could toss them up at Tracy. And they were light and fluffy. I mean, the snow was heavy enough we could have made a really hard-packed, icy, I mean, the kind that'll hurt you, you know, leave a bruise or a lump on your head. But no, we were being nice, kind of, sort of. But we made some fluffy snowballs and we kept tossing them, kept tossing them. One finally landed in the crock of her arm, and she hollered at Mark and she went like this. And of course the snowball mushed in her face. Well, Mark and I looked at each other because she screamed, and boy, we took off. Well, instead of going out the overhead door, we both ran through the little door in the garage across the backyard. Now, Mark's a pretty hefty guy back then, and it's the first time ever I saw this guy clear a chain link fence. We're both laughing and stuff. He's leading the way. I'm laughing so hard I can't hardly run. And we get out of the yard, he goes over the fence, and we cut corners across the street and stuff, and we're starting up another street heading towards my house. And we're laughing about it and still kind of trotting along. And I just happened to look behind me, and I see this lady on a bicycle. And I says, Mark, I says, does your mom know how to ride a bicycle? And he says, oh, hell no, he doesn't know how to do that. And I looked back again, and here's this lady, I mean, she's just hell-bent pedaling like a madman. And I says, Mark, are you sure? And he turned around and looked, and he says, I'll be damned, it's my mom. She caught up with us. I'm about ready to roll on the ground. She grabbed a hold of Mark, spun him around, face first into the snow, and it's sopping snow, it's wet. Rubs his face in the snow, he's sopping wet from the front all the way down past his ankles. And I'm laughing about it. She says, oh, you think that's funny? She grabs me and spins me around and throws me in the snow and does the same thing. So now Mark's laughing at me, and I'm spitting out grass and snow. We both picked ourselves up, and lo and behold, she got back on Mark's bike and pedaled herself all the way back down the street and cut over towards her house. And Mark just kept looking. He says, I can't believe that. There's no way. How in the hell did she ever learn how to ride? She never told me she knew how to ride a bike. I just can't believe she did it. Well, we talked about it for about 3 days, and it took us several hours to dry out, and Mark did not want to go home later that afternoon. So that's another story about my best friend Mark. Hope you're all are well, and God bless.